Hey, here to talk about something I've never heard anybody talk about, although I do make a lot of noise about it if you're participating in my 4-month upper register course or even just other lessons. It's the topic of embouchure, encompassing everything here, or embouchure surrounding the lips, and the lips and the lip tissue itself being different and having a different kind of a strength. So most, actually maybe 100% of people think the embouchure is everything and the lips. And I used to think that too, until several events happened that caused me to think differently. There, in my opinion, is a big difference in the muscle fiber and the tissue in the red part of your lips here than the thicker muscles that surround your lips and your corners. And I want to talk to you about the difference and why you might want to explore increasing the strength of your lips in addition to your embouchure. Now, they're not totally separate. In other words, if you're going to be working on the strength of your lips, your corners and your embouchure will come into play. If you're going to be working on lip flexibility, lip slurs, and glissandos, things like that, your lip strength will get affected, and it comes into play. So they are interrelated, of course. But for example, if you've ever had the feeling of playing for a long time, and you feel like your chops are kind of giving out on you, but you notice that you can still play, but it feels like your lips bottom out on the mouthpiece. They just kind of keep caving in. Part of that is, yes, the corners are getting fatigued here. They are getting fatigued. But the real reason that's happening is the muscle fiber here can no longer plump up and create that cushion that you need on the horn. Remember, if that cushion goes away, your range runs out, and so does your playing. In fact, that's the whole reason that we all have a maximum range, regardless of how high it is. Your high range actually quits when you're using the maximum amount of pressure, and you go that one step further and no more sound or note will come out. That's because you've stopped the vibration of your lips. And as a result, you have no more cushion left. You're like really jamming the mouthpiece on hard. Obviously, we want to have the strength in our lips, keep our lips puckered and plump when we're playing, not have them be all the way stretched out to where the pressure is cutting off all the vibration. So, how can you really tell the difference in lip strength? Well, I'm going to be posting another video I did quite a while ago. It's actually the second hardest technique of the 75 techniques in my course. Is the triple octave scale. The triple octave scale is actually done in one breath and has gone up and down in 3 octaves with no tonguing. What makes that so hard is you have to roll in your lips and your embouchure in real time, and you don't get the ability to cheat and re-attack and restart the tone with your tongue or with your breath. We all know if we go high and we take a breath or we tongue, that gives us a little bit of advantage to keep either going higher to make that higher note easier, right? But if you start low and only tongue one note and go all the way up, come all the way back down smooth and fluid, you have to have a lip strength to roll in your embouchure in real time. Rolling in your embouchure because you're actually contracting the space or the aperture to be able to speed up the air. That's one way that we get compression. So you have to be able to do that in real time. Yeah, your chops in your corners here may help out a little bit, but it's your lips doing the heavy lifting. And if you don't have that lip strength, you're not going to be able to get the most out of your playing and the smoothness and the ease of getting around the horn. So I'm going to be posting that video to further show the difference in lip strength and embouchure strength. Embouchure strength, as we all know, is when you're there's a lot of ways to demonstrate it, but basically when you're doing simple lip slurs. Okay, I felt, yeah, my lips are doing this, blah, 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 but I'm feeling most of the muscle contraction here. in the corners in the embouchure. And so as a result, if you're working on the old tried and true methods that you've heard from everywhere, on the forums, from past trumpet teachers, from current trumpet teachers, from your friends, from professionals that you may know or work with, the same stuff comes up all the time. Practice long tones, practice scales up an octave, try taking things up an octave, and lip slurs or lip flexibility exercises. Those are all great for building up your embouchure and your chops to a certain point. They won't really increase your range to your absolute potential. The reason why? Because it lacks that one awesome ingredient called momentum. And momentum combined with a plethora of techniques hitting you from all angles is what will really bring out the best in your playing and maximize your power and strength. So long tones, scales, practicing up an octave, and lip trills and lip slurs. You hear that all the time. In fact, go ask somebody right now, go to your local college or university and say you want to learn, you want to play higher, how can you do it? You're probably going to hear part of that or all of that and not much else. And that's only going to take you so far. It's not going to bring out your maximum and your best. So there are things that you can do to strengthen your lips. And there's a ton of things to do, but probably the most basic heavy lifting technique for pure lip strength is a simple free lip buzz. You got to be able to lip buzz. And now, here's the catch-22 about lip buzzing. If you, sorry about that. If you lip buzz too loudly or for too long of a time, you're going to really screw yourself up. So that's why a lot of people poo-poo lip buzzing, or they say, oh, don't lip buzz because it's not realistic to what we're doing on the trumpet. Lip buzzing is a tool, and it's one of the best tools to increase the lip strength. And you will find that if you do a little bit of lip buzzing and use that as to complement maybe your lip slurs, your lip trills, pedal tones, and other things that you're doing for the physical part of the horn, you're going to see better results and quicker results. That's just the way it is, because you're working on the one thing that most people don't work on, and that's actually this tissue here in the red part of your lip. Don't believe me? This is kind of gross, but go look at a cadaver. Go to your university medical school if they'll let you do it, or watch videos. You'll see that they can actually take the whole skin and your face comes off like a mask. It's actually really gross. But when you notice that the muscle fibers and the tissues here, pay careful attention. The tissue here is very feather-like, but this here is different.